V-F-V-I-T-A, I'm looking for that. So V sub F minus V sub I equals A times T. Or V sub F minus VI is 10 equals 40 times 4. Okay? So I'm going to come over here. VF minus 10 equals 160 plus 10, cancel, plus 10. V sub F equals 170. Unless I did something wrong. Let me go back. $200 for 10 unknown. I just want to double check to make sure my algebra is looking good. VI was 10, A was 40, that was 4. 40 times 4, let me double check, make sure I didn't screw up on that. 160, that's subtract 10 plus 10 on this side plus 10, V sub F equals 170. Looks like the V sub F is 170 meters per second. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and let's go to the next question here. And actually, nope. I think I do see a mistake. 4 times 4. I screwed up over here. I thought something looked funny with my number. I apologize, everyone. I screwed up. You're probably saying that in your head. No, Miss Munson, your math was wrong. But you're correct. 4 squared is 16. 16 times 0.5 is actually 8A. Do all of that. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. 160 divided by 8 is actually 20. So my acceleration number is 20. Forgive me. I told you, even I make mistakes on my algebra. That's 20. So over here, my A is really 20. But that's simple. We can fix that. We found it through our steps that we did. I showed them out. Now I can make my corrections. 20 times 4 equals 80, not 160. Plus 10, plus 10. My actual answer is 91, not 170. Meters per second, okay? So it looks like I found my mistake and fixed it. Having your steps really helps you out. So you can figure out where you made that mistake at. And I was able to go from the top and moved on to the bottom and fix that mistake since I had every step written out. Number 11. Number 11 says that a car stops. Whoa, if a car stops, then obviously it was moving before it stopped. So the stop is the V sub F equals 0. In 120 meters, D. If it has an acceleration of -5 meters per second, A. How long did it take for it to come to a stop? Question mark T. I just didn't have those variables because I wanted you now to kind of start doing this on your own. So let's go ahead. I'm going to write it in. T equals question mark. A is -5. And what does that mean, negative? Slowing down. VF equals 0. VI, not given. D is 120. Let's go back and follow our flow chart. Was D ever used? Yes. Was T ever used? Actually, yes. It's my unknown. So in this case, then, I'm going to go ahead and do what my flow chart says. It says D equals VI times T plus 1/2 AT squared. let's go back and double check. Could I use this equation or not? Do I have the D? Yes. Do I have the VI? No. Do I have the T? Question mark on that. 1/2, yes. A, yes. T, question mark again. What happens when I'm missing a VI and an A? Well, I know that I can flip it and change it, but since I'm missing a VI already and I do have a VF, why not try the other equation? Let's see that one. Remember, the D equals VF times T plus 1. Oh, sorry. You're probably watching the video saying, no, it's minus 1/2 AT squared. Now let's check this, because this one's not going to work. D, yes. The VF, yes. The T, question mark. 1/2, yes. The A, yes. The T, question mark. Well, I'm missing 2 question marks here, but they're the same variable, so we can actually still solve for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. 120 equals 0 times T minus 0.5 times -5 times T. 0 times T doesn't matter what that is, it's 0, so let's X that out. 120 equals minus, let's go ahead and do that. So minus parentheses 0.5 times, put a little X there, times -5 times T. Okay, so -5 times 0.5 is 2.5. So 120 equals a negative 2.5 T. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's keep going. A negative and a negative is going to equal a positive, right? If you're wondering how I'm going to do that, I'm going to go, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can divide by -1 on this side, cancel, divide by -1. That's going to be a -120. Then divide by a -2.5, cancel, divide by -2.5. It comes out to be a positive. What? Pretty awesome, huh? Or if I change this one, then I got to change this one, which comes out to be a positive still. Okay, so there's 2 steps. One more time. On this one, we know that we're looking for T, so T has to be a positive answer. Number 1, if I wanted to, I can divide this side by -1, cancel, divide this by -1. That's a -120. Divide this side by -2.5, divide this side by -2.5. The 2 negatives actually cancel out. Or algebraically, since that's a negative, I can flip that one, but I've got to flip the next one right behind it, which also would make it a positive. So those 2 negatives would be a positive. Just tossing that out there. Or kind of like old school algebra, this was a negative, that's a 1. And let's go ahead and like distribute, that would be, either way, comes out to be a positive. I think I've showed you already enough steps how to do it. But long step, and the step that's probably the easiest, would be to divide by -1. That cancels. Divide by -1. Now that's -125. Divide by -2.5. Divide by -2.5. Those negatives cancel out. We'll do it that way. Just so that way, while you're watching this video, I think that's the easiest way to understand for most students. This is a negative value. This is a negative, parentheses. This is really a -1. Divide by -1, that cancels out. Divide by a -1. -120 equals -2.5 T. I think this is the easier way to show everyone. Divide by -2.5, cancel. Divide by -2.5. Those negatives cancel. And I end up with a, let's see, let's turn this on. Let's see, divided by 5. Oops, I'm sorry, what did I divide? 120 divided by 2.5. T squared, before I forget that, T squared, T squared, T squared. This comes out to 48 equals T squared. I cannot stop there. I have to square root it. So square root the answer. Oops. Second key, square root 48 equals t of 6.93 seconds. How about that? Whew. And plus, before I finished off, I was able to see that I should have had squared here, and I forgot, so I was able to put it in all the way down all the steps and see that my mistake before I made the mistake at the end. But there it is. T is 6.93 seconds. Okay, the last one for homework number 2. Let's come over here. Let's look at this. An object drops 20 meters from a cliff. Okay, distance. If it started at rest, VI of 0, and it's going 20 meters per second right before it's about to drop, V sub F, it hits the ground, what is the acceleration? Question mark A. Well, let's go ahead and fill in the blanks. VI is 0, VF is 20, D is 20, A is question mark, and let's see, T was never given to me. Okay. Was distance ever used? Yes. Was T ever given? No. So it actually tells me to go ahead and go this route. A equals VF squared minus VI squared over 2 times D. Remember what I told you? Let's double check. Do I have A? Question mark. VF, check. VI, check. D, check. 2, I mean, yes. D, yes, of 20. Well, looks like not only is this the right equation, but it's already algebraically in the right form. Let's go ahead and fill that in. A equals 20 squared minus 0 squared over 2 times 20. Alrighty. So what is going to be my 20 squared is 400. 2 times 20 is 40. And subtract 0 squared. Let's cut that out. A equals 400 divided by 40, right? So 400 divided by 40. A equals 10 meters per second square. Was there an easier shortcut for this? Actually, there was. But I'm not going to tell you until we have class. All right. There was an easier shortcut than this. Think about it. I'm going to ask you in class. I'm going to put right here. Shortcut. What was it? Alrighty. Let me go ahead and take pictures now and post this on a video for us, so that way if you would like to go watch it back, just to make sure that you're getting the right steps and you know what to do, I will absolutely do that, okay? Hopefully that would help some of us out. Bye-bye.